Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to present in the matter and hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Your Honor, are you judging me? And no law is above God's law. So I cannot honor any of your laws. It supersedes every single law that you guys have given me. I am friends with the IRS.
If you all enjoy videos like this, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because it honestly helps me out a lot. Now let's get back into the video, because we have a very entertaining court hearing today. This completely unhinged woman you see in the top left is being taken to court after failing to pay around $2,000 in court fees and related costs, and her entire defense during this hearing is simply that she claims she is not a citizen and believes that God's law is above everyone else's law. This is despite the fact that she has shoplifted and done a bunch of other wild things. Overall, this case is extremely entertaining, and the judge has a very no-nonsense attitude here, which makes it even funnier to watch him respond to her ridiculous arguments. In the end, he hands her a pretty serious sentence, and honestly, it feels deserved because she is clearly out of her mind. Shout out to court nerds for this clip, because we're going to react to it now. I'll jump in here and there with my thoughts, but let's dive right into this court hearing and watch this insane woman attempt to plead her case, only to have both the attorney and the judge shut her down, making this one a very entertaining watch.
We're asking that Ms. Lott is incarcerated until the $2,755.40 is paid, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I am asking for attorney fees for today, Your Honor, and even me having to file this motion and continue to, I guess, seek attorney fees from Ms. Lott, Your Honor.
What are you asking for today?
Your Honor, for today, Your Honor, I'm asking for $1,500, Your Honor. And I can provide my affidavit to the court, Your Honor. We had to communicate with the court, Your Honor. I've been practicing law since 2008, Your Honor. I've been in good standing since that time. Your Honor, I charged my client a flat fee of the $1,500 just to try to see, just so we can file this motion for incarceration.
All right, Ms. Lott, raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to present in the matter and hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Your Honor, are you judging me?
If you want to call it that, but I assume you want to testify on your own behalf.
Yes, I do. And if the attorney is not going to be sworn in, that is a conflict of interest. And I have filed motions. I filed a quo warranto because I have searched for law licenses and I have not found any. There's been no true judges since 1789. And the United States filed a Chapter 11 in 1933, which lost their sovereignty as a government. So I can't even be heard here. I have asked the court to provide me documentation stating that this is an Article 3 court. I have not gotten anything back from the judge with any type of documentation from the Attorney General, from the Secretary of State. You guys have not had permission to try me, and no law is above God's law. So I cannot honor any of your laws. It supersedes every single law that you guys have given me. I have tried to settle this in court. I have filed a fiduciary relationship, 56. I am friends with the IRS. I have attempted to settle with a $20 money order because there is no money with the court, and everything was sent back. So rejection of payment is payment, Your Honor. And my religion strongly prohibits any satanic laws or rituals, and I cannot serve two masters. So either I don't even know what to do here in this matter, because I have asked to be tried in an Article 3 court. This is not a court of equity. God's law trumps all laws made by man. God also says no man should be judged, or you will be judged. This is my religion. I have not broken any of God's laws. I have not committed any crimes. I have not harmed my offspring. I am the first lien holder on my child's estate. So there is nothing that I can do for Miss LaFleur, and I will not be paying it because my God told me not to. He gave me the instructions on what to do, and you guys refused it. You guys refused my quo warranto because it wasn't written in the way that you accepted, but I am not under your laws. I am friends with the IRS. I have sent out my documentation. I have my own contract with myself. I don't have a contract with you guys. I have not signed anything, and I am not a 14th Amendment corporate war citizen. I am a natural person. That is what I have to say.
You have any questions for Ms. Lott, Ms. St. Fleur?
Yes, Ms. Lott, were you present in court during for the petition for legitimation with Tariq Crump?
Ms. LaFleur, can you provide me your
It's St. Fleur. It's St. Fleur. It's not Little Fleur. If we're gonna quote all of these articles, make sure you get my name right. It's St. Fleur.
St. Fleur
It's St. Fleur. Well, just were you in court? I mean, I'm not sure if any of the articles could tell me, but were you in court?
questions? I have no further answers for any of your questions. I said what I said. This law does not trump God's law. I'm under God's law, and that's it.
Well,
She honestly said a whole bunch of nothing right there. I seriously don't know how the judge is keeping a straight face, and I'm not sure if it's because he's been around forever and has seen everything, or if this woman is just a completely different species. She is clearly delusional, and it's almost funny because she really didn't say anything meaningful at all. I can kind of see what she's trying to say with the sovereign law argument, at least a little bit, like yeah, I get it, nobody wants to be controlled by the government or held accountable by them. That part makes sense to a degree. But when you're intentionally breaking the law, shoplifting, and doing stuff like that, then showing up in court because of crimes you actually committed and refusing to pay the required fees, it is absolutely valid to put her in jail or force her to pay those fees one way or another. Her argument here is basically pointless because she did, in fact, commit a crime. If she were being framed for something she didn't do, then I could understand the sovereign argument, but that's not the case here. She's completely delusional, and you can easily see straight through her logic. I honestly can't tell if she's genuinely crazy or just acting like it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but I personally believe she's actually unhinged. A lot of people come into court pretending to be mentally unstable, but this woman really seems like she's truly out of her mind. Based solely on this short Zoom court hearing, I honestly think she should be locked up or at least evaluated, because her mindset is absolutely unbelievable. She's so detached from reality, and the fact that the judge hasn't reacted yet is honestly hilarious to me. But this is just how things are nowadays, with social media, victim mentalities, and all of that. This is what you end up with. I'm not pro-government or pro-law or anything like that, but at some point you have to take responsibility for your actions. If
saying you had 10 days to pay this $2,755.40. Do you have any proof that any payment was made?
I have the proof here, and this was sent back to me. This is the money order that I sent to the court.
That's
Your
that
law-
$20 thing you said?
Yes, it is. That is the settlement that is written in your laws. I did send the thing. They sent it back, and refusal of payment is payment. So I will handle it with the IRS from here.
Well, $20 doesn't equal $2,755.40.
Or any court fees cannot supersede to $20, and that is what I paid as a natural person. I don't know about any U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a natural person and a private American. I've not committed any crimes under God's law. I have not stolen. I have not buried false witnesses. I have not killed anyone. I have not dishonored my mother and my father, and I have not put any man before God, and I will not put any of you guys before God either.
Fine. All right, Ms. Lott, I'm gonna find you in contempt of court for failure to pay the $2,755.40. Order you incarcerated, that is jailed, until you've paid the money.
I will be taking it up with the IRS, and I will be filing liens because you guys do not have liens over myself, my estate, or my child. So
You'll take it up with the sheriff first.
no, I will not, because the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction.
Turn yourself in, or the sheriff will come out and arrest you.
Jurisdiction over me, and the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction over
That's
me.
fine. Once you're released, I'll give you 90 days to pay an additional $1,500 for attorney's fees incurred by the plaintiff for today's proceeding. And I'll ask Ms. St. Fleur to submit the order.
Will do, Your Honor.
And include in that, the sheriff will notify the court when Ms. Lott has been arrested.
Can you guys provide me with evidence that you are Article 3 court and not a military court?
And we'll send you a copy of the order.
I genuinely don't understand what her strategy was here, because it's like she thought she could walk into court, act crazy, and somehow avoid the judge dropping the hammer on her. But honestly, this is exactly the kind of thing you'd expect a crazy person to say, and she's clearly not in the right state of mind, which is why I think the sentence was completely deserved, since she ended up getting 6 months for not paying the $2,000 in court fees after shoplifting or whatever crime she committed. This woman is a textbook example of victim mentality mixed with being totally unhinged, and I feel like that mindset is extremely common these days, with so many people instantly jumping into a victim role and clinging to it forever. But putting that aside, I do want to give credit to the judge because he handled this like a complete professional, treating it like just another day at work and not letting this woman affect him at all, barely saying more than a few words until the very end. Staying strictly no nonsense and focused on the facts, which I honestly wish more people would do in everyday life instead of letting emotions control them. She could have had someone defend her in this hearing, but instead she chose to act crazy, and it completely backfired because the judge saw straight through her nonsense and came down hard. And I really don't understand why anyone would choose jail over simply taking responsibility, because if she had been even a little more reasonable and thought things through, she probably could have avoided jail and just received a heavier fine, since there was absolutely no reason to go to prison over a $2,000 fine. But with her smug attitude and arrogance, she earned the sentence. And personally, I think prison can sometimes straighten people out, although I'm not sure this woman will change at all since she seems completely set in her ways, acting like she's above everyone else and untouchable. To end on a positive note, the main takeaway. Here is SI.